Welcome back to Painting the Garage. My name's Derek and we're going to work on the 65 again. I'm putting Aircraft Ultra paint remover on it and I'm on saran wrap the whole thing. Let it set overnight, come back tomorrow, maybe blow it off like with a pressure washer and maybe get it primed. I've only got 2 days since I work on the weekends on this. Let's get to it. Before I get started on the aircraft remover, look at all the rust. The cab is the worst of it all, which they normally are. But the rockers are they're just gone and part of the floor's gone. So that's what I got to replace. The rest of the truck's got a little bit, but not as much as that. It's got that big dent in it too. This is the stuff I'm using. This stuff's kind of bad for you, but it peels the paint off for you. I don't want to have to sand all of this. I'm going to have to sand some of it. You don't want it on your skin. It burns. Probably going to get it on me. I'm going to try to do the roof first. That way, if anything falls, it's just going to... That way I'm not making a mess. See what I'm saying? We'll see if it works. Well, the outside is all wrapped up and got the paint remover on it that I don't think is going to work everywhere. It's not doing what I want it to do. Some of it's coming off, some of it isn't. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I figured out the inside doesn't really react with this stuff. But the top, it started doing, paint remover stuff. I think I'm going to try another brand if this doesn't work. That's supposed to work in 30 minutes and it's got, the bad stuff for you. I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I think I may end up sandblasting all of this in here. Just because it's the floor, so it doesn't matter if it gets a little warped, you're not going to see it. And it'll get all the rust pits out and let me know what I need to do. And I'm doing this so I can see what rust I have. Otherwise, I'd just start rust repair, but I don't know what I got. Well, this worked out like I thought it wouldn't. So it didn't work out, is what I'm saying. It kind of worked, but it didn't kind of work. So you can see some of the wrinkles. It took some of the paint the way it's supposed to, but it never even wrinkled the interior. So I found some other stuff called Strip It Dry. I heard about it, and you just put it on and you wait however long you're supposed to, and then you just blow it off instead of doing the, you know, pressure wash thing and scraping and it's wet and goopy. So I think I'm gonna try that. Today we're gonna pressure wash off again, maybe apply some more, see what happens. I may just get the outside epoxy prime today. I may not. This weekend's looking great. Yay. Pressure washer is on its way. So I'm going to take the plastic off, see what we got, see if I need to put some more aircraft remover on it. Probably will, because some of it looks like it didn't do anything. I really don't want to sand this whole truck at all. Nope, no thank you whatsoever. I don't even want to use the Harbor Freight loud tool, whatever that thing's called. I don't want to. I mean, some of this came off. I'll show you in a second. Calm down. I need gloves. Stuff's bad for you. This stuff's bad for your eyes too. That's why I put that full face mask on yesterday. It started burning my eyes. Unwrapping a sandwich. Well, I mean, it did some stuff. Let's just, it did not work, but it didn't work. Does that make sense? Yep. Some of it is still wet. So I think the roof may have worked better because the saran wrap was tighter. It's hard to get it tight, like here, you know, like, how? You know, how? Oh, it did peel this mud off. Here, I'll show you. Y'all can't see from down there. I don't know why you're on the floor. Come up here. See, there was this, I don't know what this was. I think it was like body filler or something. But it, you know, the roof worked better. I figured it would since the saran wrap was on. Moving wrap, whatever you want to call this. It's green, okay? It comes in a big giant roll. Y'all see me struggle with it. Oh, yeah. See, okay. Maybe today won't be completely terrible. But this stuff does stink. Still. My dad's sensitive nose is not going to like this stuff. He can smell. He's like a dog. He can smell stuff miles away. He'll probably smell it as he drives up with the pressure washer. Who wrapped this? Probably somebody who didn't know what he was doing. Oh, it moved. The front of the roof did not work very much at all. It's definitely going to need more stuff. Didn't even, the seam sealer, positive notes and negative notes, and yeah, fantastic notes. Put this down. It didn't do anything in there at all. I don't know what kind of paint is on the inside. Can y'all even see me up there? Probably not. Here, let me move you over here so you can. It's like unwrapping a present, but probably one that you don't really want, because it's like something your grandma bought you, and you're like, oh, thank you so much. I love this. Even though it's an ugly sweater. You know, like if it had done what I wanted it to, it'd have been like unwrapping like a PlayStation or an Xbox from grandma. I'd be like, oh my God. But instead, it's like, thanks for the socks. You know, because it's like, well, I need the socks, but this isn't really what I wanted. I guess I'll take it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have all been there. Of course, it's not as bad as getting your wife a vacuum cleaner. Don't do that. No, I haven't done that. I'm just saying don't do that. She's going to be mad at you. Unless she asks for vacuum cleaner. I feel like I'm rambling. Probably rambling trying to make this day, you know, hopefully turn out a little better, because it did absolutely nothing here. Nothing. Look at this. Nothing. Nada. Didn't touch it at all. I don't know what this white is, but I don't like it. It did something to this black, whatever this black is. I don't know what this black is. It's probably like rattle can, so that's why it just came off. Probably should have listened to the lady at English Color when she was, that's where I get most of my, 90% of my supplies. And she was like, hey, why don't you try Strip It Dry? I was like, I don't know what that is. She's like, it's got the good stuff in it. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me go get this other stuff. I should have just listened to her and bought it, because I don't know how long it takes, but you just, you know, you wipe it on really thick, and then you can take a blower and just blow it off. I watched a video. It was the neatest thing. And it's dry, like the paint is dry. It's not wet, you know. I don't know if it works, but I know it didn't work on I don't know what kind of paint's on the inside, but it did absolutely nothing to the paint on the inside. It just made it turn brown. So that's cool. We might do some sandblasting today, if I can get the sandblaster to work. I'm not very good at it. You gotta fine tune it and whatever. I don't know. I have no clue what we're doing today now. I know I'm gonna put some more aircraft remover on it. For that, I need to stop talking and work. I used these little magnets yesterday to hold up the roof saran wrap that did nothing. I don't know if y'all saw that. I watched a video and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It looks like I'm holding up a black piece of crap. There's a little circle magnet. Boop. Just boop, boop. Okay. I do know the instructions on the aircraft remover say you're supposed to sand it first. I didn't want to do that because I don't want to sand a lot. So it's probably why it didn't work the way it's supposed to, but I don't care because I don't want to sand it. So I'm going to get that Strip It Dry. From what I read, you don't have to sand it. You just layer it on and watch the magic happen. That's pretty cool. Just saying. That's probably why this did nothing. I mean, that did something. Just, you know, like the hard spots where I don't want to sand or really can't sand. It was like, no, I'm not going to work. Yep. Probably also wondering why I'm going to use more aircraft paint remover. Because I got it. I bought it. I'm going to use it. And I don't have anything else. So calm down. You can yell at me, you know, like, why are you using it? stupid idiot. It didn't work. It's what I got, okay? You make it work or you don't make it work, or you just go home. I ain't got time to go home. I got 2 days a week to work on this thing, so I'm gonna work on it. Because I got, I paint full time, Monday through Friday. And then I come down here and do this. Y'all watch me do stuff on the weekends. That's all. 2 days. Except for the Scottsdale. I'll work like during the week for like a couple hours. But anyway. 2 days. That's all I got. Every week. Not every week, but almost every week. Yep. More aircraft remover. This stuff stinks.
Smell good? Yeah.
So we got the cab washed, pressure washed. Some of the paint came off. Some of it didn't. So I got news. We are getting it eco-blasted, which is crushed glass and water. We decided on that, so the guy's coming out today, blow all the paint off, and then get some primer on it. My dad's footing the bill, so he wants to pay for it. That's fine with me, because it's less work I got to do. All I got to do is primer now and get, to the bodywork part of it faster. I might show you some of that, I might not. Just, it just depends on if that guy wants me to show it or not. We'll see. Well, it's paintless. The fenders, the doors, the core support, all done. He didn't use water. This time he just used crushed glass because it makes mud. He said it makes mud like in there, but it is completely bare. I do not have time to prime it today. If it does rust, it'll just be like surface rust and I can sand it off. I got more news. The whole floor pan is being replaced. Why? Hole, more hole, holes, hole, crack. So more holes. I talked that into getting just a new floor pan. It'd be easier, less I don't have to, do a butt weld the length of the cab. I think it'll be a better idea. Yeah, let's just go. Be a better idea. There's the doors and the fender, and from what I can tell, he didn't warp them or anything, so that's good. There's the other fender. He didn't take all this rust off the roof because it's really flimsy and he didn't want to warp it, which I'm completely fine with because I don't want to have to mud the whole thing. I think I could probably use a tool and get that. That's not like, it's not terrible. So I think I could do that. I mean, he even got down in here. So he did a good job. We used a company called Natural State Eco Blast. He's going to come back out here and do the bed sides. The rest of the panels he didn't do today. Then he's going to probably come out here and do the frame also. That way I don't have to do it. Because this saves me hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of sanding and stripping. So I appreciate it. So the next thing you'll see on this cab is probably me sanding it. You may not even see me sand it. It's sanded, but you may see me prime it. We'll see. I got some other stuff I'm gonna do at the house. Leave this down here. I gotta get back down here as soon as possible to prime this thing. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I got to. I don't want more rust. So there's that. Until I get time to get back down there onto the cab, I'm gonna fix the core support. I had it blasted while he was doing it. There's rust on this. I'm gonna cut on this line, and then I'm gonna attempt to take this scrap other core support that I took from work because it was, missing a bracket, and make this one fit. I know I said I wasn't gonna do it without patch panels, but there's not a patch panel for this. It's buy a new one, and that's the only bad spot. So I'm gonna take that and make that work. Then I've got those that also need fixing. So I'm gonna get to this. I got that piece out, but there's a big hole there. More rust repair. Yay. Well, that escalated quickly. If the audio sounds like crap, I just dropped my phone and broke my microphone adapter. But anyway, there's the brace behind it's all rotten, and yeah, I'm going to contemplate, because I think the other side, it's not as bad, but there's rust in there. I may talk him into getting a new one, just because this is the bottom where it sits, and I don't want this to rot out, on a freshly new restored truck. They're only like $150, so that may be what we do. Instead of putting labor into fixing this, and then this side rotting out, because it doesn't look bad, but I think it's going to get bad, because you can see like down in these cracks it's starting to rust. Let's move on to a different piece. So this is the driver side inner fender, and I'm going to cut along this line. I drilled out the spot welds, sort of. And I'm just going to cut along here, so there's less spot welds I got to deal with and less bending, since I don't really have a metal brake or anything. And then just hopefully weld across this line, grind it down, and smooth it. It's just an inner fender. Don't have to look great. It just got to look better than these giant holes. And I think the brace that goes back in here that this is spot weld to, it might need some fixing like here, but I got to get this off first. After lots of cutting and grinding and bending, I made these little patch pieces. I actually just took them and clamped them to this and bent them, for this stuff. It worked pretty well. Now I'm gonna tack these in, and I've got one left that I gotta put right here, but I wanna get the rest of them in. I put some vinegar and water on this to get the rust off, then I sprayed some black over it. Any paint's better than no paint, and then I'll just mark these holes, just use a drill and get some bare metal and spot weld it back. I'm gonna start down here. This is where I started cutting and kind of fit everything, and then I'll get to that piece. And this one's a little long, and I'm gonna cut it off, don't worry. Hot. Hot tomato. Getting this piece to fit has not been the greatest because like it doesn't want to fit, but it has to fit. It's its home. I'm just gonna make it. That's hot. It's kind of hard. Like there's a sweet spot, and I gotta find it. You know, like it's just gotta be like right there. Maybe if I do that, I can get the rest of it. We'll try to fill this in and then, you know, like round it off. Make it round, you know. That's what I'm trying to do. I think I might have to hammer this bracket back up because some of it, well, I completely missed that hole. Awesome. This piece is the fun piece. Don't look at the giant hole in it. I'm gonna weld it up. Like I cut it out of that course for it, okay? So almost like the right size. Like almost. Just needs some trimming and some bending. This piece was made for this. And all I did was cut it out of something and bend it flat, and now it fits. Lucky. So I just clamp it, and then I'm just gonna, if it's a bigger piece, it's easier, but I'm gonna have to get better pliers. Just take it, bend it over, hit it with the pliers, do whatever you need to do. This one's not working out very well. It worked out better when it was a bigger piece because I could just grab and, you know, like, her. See? It's got a bend to it now. Will it be the right bend? I don't know. See if that works. Just hit it with a hammer. No, it's too. Now there's a big gap. Sometimes this doesn't work out. That's better. So there's that piece. Don't mind the Gaposaurus. I will fix that and it'll just stop looking at it. Okay? I'll fix it. Quit worrying. But it fits. I'm gonna grind it down and get these welded up. Well, there it is. It's all welded together and spot welded. It came out pretty good. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna throw a little mud on it. Just there's some spots I don't like. I'm not gonna, like, you know, go all out. Just throw some mud on it, sand it off, and then paint this thing black. This one I'm also not using. There's rust there. That bracket's got rust. There's a big hole there. This one's just bad, so we're not going to use it either. Check it out. Look at this beauty. Brought this to work, sprayed it real quick. I used AUE 370. It's PPG paint that goes straight on bare metal. That's what I'm using for all of the black parts on the 65. And this underside is gonna get like some type of undercoating or a wrapper liner or something. But I'm happy with that. Ooh, boy, yeah. Well, I've been doing some work. I came down here late last night and I got primer on these that you can't really see, whatever. Now I'm gonna prime the doors and the fender. And I'm not getting to that because I'm running out of time. It's super late. I don't have time to sand all this. But I did decide I'm not priming the floor, because it's getting replaced, and I'm not priming underneath it either until later. There's no point in wasting all that primer. So I'm gonna check out, all the, ooh, that's bad. Yeah, I gotta get like a lower door piece for that. I got a lot of work to do. Lots of work to do on this truck. Fenders look okay, besides the lower parts. Well, let's get to this priming. Well, there they are, all primed. And he didn't warp them. I mean, they're pretty straight. They do have their own defects, but not from being media blasted. So that's good. It means he didn't mess everything up. These fenders, they need patch panels. And this one, I don't know, got in a fight with a hammer and it lost. So now I got to fight it with a hammer and maybe win. Still got to do that thing. That's going to be a lot of sanding. I'm sanding it just because it's got a rough texture, but I want to make sure it sticks, I want to make sure. I don't want to have to do it again. I made it back. I'm on work on this thing again. On the roof, I'm going to use the Harbor Freight surface conditioning tool with the stripper wheel. And then after that, I'm going to go over the whole truck with this to try to get this rough texture. This is 120 grit. Then I'm going to kind of go over it with the DA, kind of get it 80. That way that I just feel better if the epoxy has something to bite into. You could probably bite into this, but I prefer 80, okay? The roof's going to suck because I got to get the rust off. And I don't know, we'll see what I can do, but they get the rest of it brown. Except for the floor. I'm not doing the floor. Remember that? Okay, I do. It's been like a week, okay? whatever. I gotta get this done today. I got other crap I gotta do. Breaking news, interruption. We are replacing the roof skin because this is really, can you see it? It's really pitted, really bad, especially back here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but also like none of this is coming off. Plus, let me get to it. There's rust holes there anyway. So, I don't know, can y'all see? You probably think I'm drunk right now. See all that? Those are pits. And I don't think I can get the rust out. And my dad wants to do it right. So we're gonna do it right and we're gonna replace the roof. And it's down in this hole, you see those little spot welds? You just drill those spot welds out and yank the roof off and put a new roof back on. So there's another panel I don't have to worry about. I think there's some rust over here. Yeah, there's rust down there anyway. I don't really know how I was going to weld those holes up to begin with. So I'm going to get back to doing the rest of the stuff, which is not as much. I did some of this back here. Oh, yeah, you can see it. I did some of that while I waited on my dad to call me back. So, all right. More paint. That's going to be way easier than trying to, I mean, it's work, but it's going to turn out a lot nicer. Plus there's whatever, they had an antenna or something because there's a hole on the inside too. All right, there's a dent right there. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. I'm gonna get back to it. Finally got it sanded. That took like 3 hours. The outside, the inside, except for the floor. I'm not doing the floor. So I wiped it down with some alcohol-based cleaner and then a wax and grease remover cleaner. So now it's ready, finally to prime, which means prime time. You like it? I know. Just go with it. Well, I got one coat down. I took more primer than I thought I was going to. I hope I got some left over. from like previous jobs. I had to put it on, I got crap on my face. Had to put it on fire hose mode to get up here because I couldn't, it don't fit. So, you know, I like jet streamed it just to get underneath that. I just need some primer in there so it's not bare metal. I don't care what it looks like. I mean, you're not going to see none of that. I'm going to put paint on it, but you're not going to see none of that. So just, yeah. But it's getting there. It's getting there. One more coat. And then I'm done. Then I'm going to go home. So I got it done. I didn't show you the second prime because it's identical to the first time. So I don't need to show you again. But I'll show you what it looks like primed. How about that? Look at all those holes. That's cool. So it's all primed. I got the inside, the dash, the ceiling, the back. All of it's got primer on it. It's probably going to be a little bit because we have to get a roof, a floor, and a bunch of patch panels. So he's going to have to order that. But don't worry, I've got other stuff coming up. I've got, what do I got? I got a Corvette coming up. I just got to paint the hood. The Scottsdale, I got to help him paint the, I got to watch him paint. I don't know what I got to do, but I don't have to paint it. Help him sand it. That's what I do. What else? Oh, a Raptor liner job and a bunch of other stuff, probably, maybe. I don't know. I think maybe even the Chevelle. I got plenty of stuff lined up. I even got some stuff with some Rust-Oleum. I got plenty of stuff. You can follow me on Instagram and see like old work, new work, other work, not other work, new work, old work, all of my work. There we go. All of it. All of it. Well, I appreciate you coming and watching. Maybe you'll like the next episode. Maybe you'll like the episode. Oh, there's a boat coming too. I got a boat too. I gotta do a boat. See, I got all kinds of crap to do. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. Until next time.